you connected with folks, thanks for that, to get you the information that you need. And Janae, welcome, aromatherapist and retired vet tech and pet groomer. Those are two physically demanding jobs for sure. And she's made the health of both her cat and her dog with multiple health issues become more healthy with proper food supplements, oils, etc. And Audrey Moyna, who's actually joined us, also is a retired PharmD who has trained in aromatherapy. So a lot of folks that are in that way of thinking. So you would be joining a community with a lot of those skills. So you've got lots of animals if you're on a farm, and many different types of livestock, horses, etc. Yeah, we do know there's more ways to help our pets, so right on. So we're glad everybody is here. We got some more folks kind of popping in as we go. And what I want to say, and Sarah, good to see you. We'll be reaching out. I'll be in the UK, I think the last week of April. So I definitely want to get in touch with you when we're there. So that's kind of the cool thing too. We actually have students and graduates in El Salvador, Mexico, Estonia, Belgium, the UK, France, Canada. So we are truly creating a global movement to help our pets get the care that they need. I think that there is so much veterinarians can do, but unfortunately, they are limited to a specific amount of time, and the ability for them to educate the pet parent on what the best options are almost go away. And unfortunately, that's been extended to the veterinary technical staff because they're running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to keep up with the doctors, trying to keep the pet parents flowing through the practice instead of making sure that they get the information and the education that they need. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. First off, I want to congratulate you for getting on this call because change and looking seriously at something that can make a difference to pets can take a lot of courage. And courage is something that is born out of grit and determination that we will have another path, that there is another way. And indeed, that's where this program was born from. I know that you are looking for a different life for yourself and for the dogs and cats that you want to help. Life is a little nuts right now, isn't it? Does it feel like your knees kind of got knocked out from under you and you're not quite sure what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
And Callie, right on. And Callie, that is exactly it. We need to change the world. And the best way to do that is to be the example. And I'm going to tell you what the actual quote that Gandhi said in just a minute, because I think it is so important to have that difference in mind. So for those of you, again, that don't know me, I'm Dr. Ruth Roberts. I'm a slow mad, and Mary Jo, my wife, and I, and now Hio, our little dog, we've been traveling since 2018, and being a slow mad means that we'll stay someplace for 2 or 3 weeks before we go to the next spot. And after 30 years of being chained to a building, I have to tell you that has been freedom. And in that freedom of being able to see the world and see the world differently, it gave me the perspective I needed to be able to see a different path. And great, and Dolores been able to jump in with us, so that's amazing. Right now we're in Montenegro. We actually bought an apartment here a couple of years ago because the powers that be want to see a physical address. And so Montenegro, if you don't know where it is, was part of Yugoslavia. And so if you think about the Adriatic Sea, there is at the top Italy, and that goes over down the entire opposite side. And then on this side, Croatia, Montenegro, Albania, and Greece. So it's a lovely part of the world, a tiny country the size of Connecticut with about 600,000 people. Are there anybody in here that speaks Serbian at all? I got to tell you, I've been learning that language and it has definitely been, whoa. So, but it's a good thing to make my brain get smarter in my old age, right? So, been a veterinarian for 35 years. I am certified in veterinary acupuncture, Chinese herbal therapies, food therapy. I've studied functional medicine extensively starting back in 2012, incorporated all of those concepts into my practice, which was Sundog Cat Moon on Johns Island. And really, I'm what you call an integrative veterinarian, meaning I integrate everything together, including conventional medicine. So once we sold everything and hit the road in 18, started doing consults. And during the pandemic, the frustration level people were experiencing was just off the charts. And it was so hard to get to see the vet. I mean, there were stories of people sitting in stairwells of practices for 14 hours waiting to get their dog sewn up. And it's gotten somewhat better, but in parts of the countries, if your dog has been diagnosed with cancer, you may wait 6 to 8 weeks before you can see the veterinary oncologist. And often your local vet doesn't have the confidence or the training to give you any next steps. So there you are with your dog diagnosed with cancer with nowhere to go. And so where do you go? You go to the internet and you find some good info, you find some bad info, but this is why this program was developed, because I wanted to create a group of people that had the information to help you, the pet parent, help your pet and know how to do it simply with things that would not create harm by using food, supplements, lifestyle changes, and then whatever other tricks that they know. We talked about aromatherapy. We also have coaches that do Reiki. They do animal communication. They do pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, red light therapy, ozone therapy, all of these things that they've gained experience with, and then they've been able from this course with their own existing knowledge and amplify what they already knew how to do with the information gained here and help more pet parents confidently. So we are now 2.5 years in. We have 105 graduates. We have 90 other students working their way towards certification. And as you can tell, we're enrolling new students every month. And so that's kind of the background. My goal for this call is to help you understand what this course can do for you, what's included in the course, and make the determination if this is the right next step for you. So while we're thinking about that, how many of you are frustrated with the way your pets, and if you're already working to support animals, your clients' pets are being treated in the vet's office? Is that 100%? I mean, if you're here, you're probably like, what's going on, man? And if you're given the proper knowledge and tools, do you believe that you can change the way that care is delivered to dogs and cats and educate pet parents to be the best advocates for their pets? Yeah? If you've got that info, you've got us in the community backing you up. You've got me, you've got your colleagues, you've got your mentors. It is astonishing what people have been able to accomplish. So, right on. Thanks, you were with me, you're in the right spot. So, I mentioned that Gandhi quote a little while ago, and right, we're like, oh, be the change you want to see in the world. Well, what he actually said is this: we but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are found in the world of our body. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As a person changes their own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards them. And the last part is we need not wait for others to change. So there is a lot more power in that than be the change you want to see in the world, because we know we're facing a bit of an uphill battle, although hopefully RFK is going to start to shift things. And we have more and more people frustrated with their own health care, with their pets' care, that they are ready to find that person, that process that will help them make the change that they want to see. So my goal is to make it so that this is not just another March for you, but this is the time where you make a shift in how you are approaching your own life, how you are approaching the way that you see pets being cared for, and that you are able to confidently speak to pet parents and help them be the best advocates. And that's really what we're doing here. We are not diagnosing, treating, prescribing. We are being lifestyle coaches. This is modeled after the human health coaching uh, businesses, because they can go to the doctor and get the label. But what the doctor and unfortunately the staff don't have time to do is to tell the pet parent how to make things better. So that's what we are. So are you with me so far? Sounding like you're in the right place? Odlično. Cool. Which is Serbian for great. So there, now you know a Serbian word. Hvala is thank you. So now you know too. All right. Jamie, if you would not mind, since you are literally the most recent graduate, kind of saying a couple of words about what your experience was and kind of where that's taking you, that would be amazing.
Yeah, glad to. Well, speaking of coming from the human side, that literally was what got me into doing what I'm doing. So I am a integrative and functional medicine human health coach. And coming across Dr. Roberts' program, I'm an animal lover at heart, and I'm like, you know what? If a course was developed, couldn't have been hitting me upside the head from God more than this program right now. It checked all the boxes and laying the foundation of seeing the transformation alone of working with a human, getting lifestyle, food is medicine, y'all. I mean, the earth can is providing us with what we need to heal, to be able to make that transition to helping our fur animals, our fur family members. It was a no brainer for me. I jumped in, and honestly, I didn't miss a beat. It was so streamlined and concise. The check ins with your mentor, the homework assignments, the practice that you have moment by moment that really helps solidify remembering and practicing in your building. And it's a beautiful process that really helps give you the confidence in wanting to work with others and being able to relay the best possible outcomes for working with those individuals and their families, but really just building and teaching. I mean, current, up to date. This isn't 10-year-old material. This is Dr. Roberts is on it. It is current and really has just made that difference in my confidence and my level of knowledge in being able to move things forward. So I can't say enough, about this program. It is definitely one of the top choices I've made in my life for career development.
Wow. Thank you. Um, so this is not a cheesy, easy weekend certification. The course itself is actually accredited for 40 CE credits for veterinarians and veterinary technicians. And we were reaccredited, I think, about 2 months ago. So that can seem overwhelming if you don't have a medical background, but because many of the people that have taken this course are not medical people. Actually, we were enrolled a veterinarian about a month ago. We've had several veterinary technicians run through, many human health coaches. They've got a little bit more knowledge, but we've also had groomers, dog walkers, pet sitters, dog trainers, like our ever faithful Beth Hrenciar, who's with us here today too, that just are coming from what I call the paraprofessions, because they've seen these dogs look healthy and beautiful and lovely at 2, and at 4 they're looking old, which is just not right. And then, right, our PharmD, Audrey, Sandy, one of our enrollment counselors, was had an insurance practice, insurance sales practice. We've had accountants, we've had people that have worked in rescue for years. So this is something that if you don't have the experience, we're able to help you get there. Right on. And Melissa, right on. So what I want to do right now is show you a little bit about what's in the course. And let me jump over to this window and we'll start here. So this is our course platform. It's called Circle. The reason we went here is that, yes, we can, sorry, my little dog Haya was like, pacing. Come here a little bit. We went to this because we wanted to make sure that our community was private. I don't know if you've had the experience of being on Facebook and your comment gets deleted because you said something that rang the bells of alarm. We've heard of people that lost their entire Facebook communities because they talked about something that was just not cool. So in this thing, it's kind of set up like Facebook. We've got some free courses for pet parents. Here is the Holistic Pet Health Coach course itself, and then the International Holistic Pet Health Coaching Association, and then a couple of other really cool things. So a free community for pet parents. We have a Facebook group of, I've lost count, I think 57,000 people that are there seeking help from holistic pet health coaches. In the feed, this looks kind of like Facebook, right? Or social media, but we just had an event with Poppy Phillips talking about animal iridology. There are lives that some of our coaches are doing with other folks in the veterinary community, and other opportunities are posted here. Folks that are pet parents, so we've got these tags so we know kind of who's posting and how to respond to them. And then a study we're doing in concert with Earth Buddy on a really cool glutathione product to support liver health. And then questions to me. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. It's been a ball for sure. So in that holistic pet health coach section, there is, a place to introduce yourself, a place to give updates about some cool stuff you're working on, some wins, that kind of stuff. Because that's it. If we share the wins, we help lift each other up and keep each other going. And then in the actual course area itself, there are 14 modules. And there are, multiple lessons with each of the modules. Each of the lessons includes video, and I'll pop into this one just for kicks. So there's video, there's an audio, which you can download if you like listening to podcasts while you're doing stuff. There are PDFs of the slides and then a transcript. And in each module, there is also a workbook for the entire module. And what we found is that is a really helpful way for people to get the quick synopsis, have a place to take notes so that they know what they need to really focus on, and then go from there. But each of these is fairly extensive, as you can see. And then while you are in the course, there's a couple of other, you have access to the community to ask questions about the material, but you also have a mentor that you are assigned to. And that mentor, here you go, yeah, will have a one-to-one call with you, onboarding you, make sure that you're good to go in terms of accessing the course materials, going over some ground rules, and then they will do a consultation with you. And then they have office hours, at least a couple of hours a week. And then from there, you can talk with them, through the community, get support with them. They're there to help you understand the material, to help you figure out how you would apply it, and then to help you start working through cases that you want to support. And at the end, they will do an exit interview with you. The other thing your mentor does, which is crucial, and Jamie mentioned this, is they review your homework and they review your final examination, which is 2 actual coaching calls with real clients. Now, that sounds daunting, but to us, it is critical that when you complete this program, you are confident, you are competent, and you are able to relay this information eloquently in a very simplified way so that pet parents understand what's going on, what they need to do, and when to check back with you. Does that make sense? So that's part of what we are teaching or reteaching is critical thinking, because I think that's a skill that we are losing in this world. We're all looking at our phones, we're all relying on ChatGPT, which is an amazing tool, but it's not a replacement for the person that has experience with certain types of cases and difficulties where they can start to say, you know, maybe we should think about this. And the other thing, again, you have your community. So if you don't have a solution for that pet parent and you think, this is where an animal communicator might be really helpful, or where somebody that has more experience with ozone therapy could support this person better, we've got your back, right on. So that's what the course looks like. And it has truly been the honor of my career to develop this and keep it going. And Rachel, this is amazing. So you had your dog get myositis. It just crazy, crazy stuff. I mean, that's amazing stuff. And this is what brings a lot of people to this course. If I had known then what I know now, it would have been different. And I don't want anybody else to have that experience. And that is it. Much of this is born out of wanting somebody to not have to experience the suffering that you and your pet experienced. So I am going to ask Melissa to take a couple of minutes, if you would be so kind, to talk about her experience going through the course and kind of how things are going now. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I found Dr. Ruth's course, I guess, back towards the end of 2023. My dogs have been on kibble, right? I bought into it, and every time one of the companies got bought out, I bought the next best brand. And we're running out of those. There are no next best brands anymore, right? And so the dogs that the universe have gifted me are dogs with health issues. So as I, continue to try and find out how to do better, I tripped across Dr. Ruth's class in a Facebook group and started looking at it. And I'm like, cool, this is something now I can use to help my dogs. And so I started with the class. It's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. I'm not going to lie, but it's a good lot, right? There's so much information and it's so helpful. And one of my dogs just had an MCT removed back in November. Within 3 days, this is on her shoulder. Within 3 days, she's jumping up on the couch like she's not supposed to. Within 7 days, she's jumping up on the bed like she's not supposed to because of the changes that we made. And now I'm able to also go out and help other pet parents, and help them deal with health issues and help their pets live happier and longer lives, and do more than just exist in this world. They're living better.
That's amazing. And Melissa, you're in IT, so like this
Mhm.
is nothing you ever had any info to start on, right on?
Nope. Nope, not at all. I mean, my sister was a vet tech and I would ping her every now and again, but yeah, I have no medical training.
So out of curiosity, how much time did you need to spend, excuse me, every week to really feel confident about the material to get the homework done and all that good stuff?
I would put in 1 to 2 hours a day. And that was me. That's my learning, right? Just to make sure that I was going over things, that I was getting all the information, not only just with the classes, but with the homework. And I'm one of these, not that I don't trust the classes or anything, but I'm also double checking information, and I'm looking to see where comparisons are, and I'm looking to see, what else is out there, and making sure that I have that whole picture, right? I'm not looking at just one thing, but that's my learning style.
Well, spoken like a true IT person, right? Because you're gonna don't trust, verify.
Hmm. Yep. Yep.
Cool.
That was exactly it.
Cool. Thank you. Really
Mhm.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Penny, you're in the class and you're kind of in a unique situation. You have an incredible, and we actually had the opportunity to meet a couple of weeks ago, but you've got an incredible brick and mortar holistic pet store. So what drew you into the layer, so to speak?
Oh, well, this is kind of funny because you and I've never talked about this actually.
No, we haven't.
Um, I have a holistic supply store, as Dr. Ruth said, in Washington, DC. And I have been working with pet parents for years through helping them with resolving issues with poor food and moving them into better food and whatnot. And kind of acting as a coach for them without formal training. And one day I was scrolling the internet and I ran across Dr. Ruth's information, and I said, I could become certified. And the thing that really captured me is I've had a tremendous interest in Eastern medicine for a number of years. And the opportunity to be able to add in more information about Chinese medicine, acupuncture, how that, and how we've been talking about in my store about how food has energetics. So how we can further incorporate that when we're dealing with more chronic issues. And the longer I've had the store, the more I've been presented with customers who have dogs that have long-term chronic issues that we're trying to help. So for me, this was a natural extension to what I'm doing. And I am not a veterinarian, but I have a deep knowledge of the pet food industry. And so, and supplements. And so this has just been a really wonderful way for me to enhance what I do every day. And I thank you, Dr. Ruth, for allowing me to do that.
My pleasure. I mean, because what you're doing it already is incredible. Cool. All right, let's get to a little nitty gritty. And with the other thing, let's see, it's that one. The other thing I want to talk a little bit about is this. These people, the mentors, they are all, so Delora and Michael were one of the first two people to go through the program, and they suffered through me figuring out how to actually teach and not bore the pants off of you, and not like fire hose too much. So from that first iteration, we refined it, and then Jessica and Deb actually were in the second group. And then I think Natalie came in maybe 3 or 4 groups later. But they've all been through the program. They are all have their own practice, and they all have different levels of expertise and different ways to help you understand the materials. Because I saw so many courses that just give you the material, give you a little multiple choice quiz, I didn't want that because it is incredibly critical to me that you, the student, are comfortable and confident because we are literally creating a new profession. And I also wanted to make sure that you, the student, really knew what the heck you were talking about before we passed you through your certification. So the way I perceive this is that your success is my success. And so I did everything I could figure out how to do to set you up for success. Now, I do coaching calls every Monday. 2 of those calls are for students and graduates, which is great because the grads are bringing in cases, and then that often prompts the students to say, well, in module 7, when you were talking about X, Y, and Z, how does that apply here? And so it's learning by conversation, learning in community, and then again, we've got that beautiful community within Circle, which again is private, which I think is really critical. Now, once you graduate, there's something called the International Holistic Pet Health Coach Association, and there's a multiple levels of benefits there. And I am pleased to tell you that we just started work on building a business in a box in a platform called Go High Level. And it is not fancy dancy, but it will do everything you need to get your business going without you having to know how to set up the tech, set up email flows, set up SMS flows, build a website, build a landing page, all of those things. It is included in the cost of the monthly membership. The other thing we have are monthly, at least, meetings with educators within the veterinary community, product manufacturers, companies that support us as partners and who we partner with. And in fact, when we had the iridology meeting today with Poppy Phillips, she was saying that Margot Roman wants to come and do a presentation for us, which I think will be amazing because she is the OG on fecal transplant. So these folks are critical to your success. And ultimately, these folks, your community, your colleagues, are critical to your success as well. It's a rough road because we are creating a brand new profession, but we all have each other's backs, and in this way, we can really help to lift each other up. Now, one of the other things that we are including as a bonus is Dr. Linda Loudon's Canine Experts Launchpad. If you don't know Dr. Loudon, she is an emergency veterinarian turned hospice and home euthanasia veterinarian, and her forte is in building business. One of her first jobs out of veterinary school was to help turn a practice around, and indeed she did. So she knows how to do it from a brick and mortar perspective, but also she's built her own business. But this course is a 10-week course that's designed to get you right into the things that you need to do to make your business work. Because there's this whole field of dreams things where if you build a website, they will come. It does not work. They're just crickets out there. And then you've done all this work and spent all this money and you're like, yeah, what do I do now? So this is the deal, is that you will have a business in a box, email, SMS, website, landing page, membership area, and we are working on e-commerce solutions for you as well. We've made a partnership with Shop Dot that carries many of our partners' products so that you don't have to inventory anything. You don't have to build an e-com site. It's all done for you. But once you start getting through this course, Again, it's a lot of work and it's intensive, but it's going to help you niche down into that thing that drove you here, that thing that you want to make sure nobody else has to experience. So we are truly honored that Dr. Loudon is partnering with us on this so that we can help you help yourself and help you build your business. Veterinary medicine in general has an incredible scarcity mentality for most of the veterinarians. Many of us will literally work ourselves to death. I'm guilty of that. And not make money, not take home money so that our families can thrive. I don't want you to do that. These pets need help, but you need to take care of yourself, to take care of your family, to take care of your own pets. So that's part of why we're making this commitment to you to help you get your business going from the ground up. So there is that. Now, the real nitty gritty. How much does it cost? Some of you already know this, but I'm going to walk you through this a bit more. If you, the course itself is $6,000. If you pay in full, it's an immediate $1,000 discount. And if you've spoken with Rana, with Sandy about this, you know some of this already. But if you make a commitment tonight before midnight PST of $250, signaling you're putting your hand up, you're in it to win it, then you get these two bonuses. 6 months of free access to the International Holistic Pet Health Coach Association, about a $600 value, and free enrollment, which I pay for you to go to Dr. Loudon's course and get your business running. So that is the nitty gritty. We do have financing available through My Abundant. We will ask you for a deposit to make sure that our administrative costs, et cetera, are covered. And if you pay that over 12 months, it's $271 every 2 weeks. We've also got a 4-pay option available. And honestly, that's where Sandy and Rana can help you out. So ladies, if you would please, if you haven't, drop some links in about how people can get in touch with you and get a call scheduled. And also that, thanks Rana for dropping in that deposit link as well. And Joe, right on. I mean, your vets are too busy pushing pills and they just don't take the time to listen. And indeed, that is the number one complaint of most pet parents. My vet doesn't listen. And to be fair, I'm not throwing them under the bus, because if I were in their shoes, and I have been, my first practice, I would see up to 60 clients a day as a single vet. How smart do you think I was by the end of the day? How smart do you think I was by the end of the week? And how much attention could I pay? So I'm here to tell you, I don't like what's going on in my profession either. The veterinarians don't like it. Many of them, I mean, that's why we have the highest suicide rate in almost all of the professions. I think we're in the top 3 because we're surviving, and we're just barely patching these guys up and getting them down the road, but we are not keeping our promise to do no harm. And I think there is a great deal of unacknowledged frustration with that in the veterinary profession. And unfortunately, we're now in this combative situation, right? Because we're mad at the vets because they're not listening. They've done harm to our pets. And it's like, what do we do? All right. I think that's all the bits and pieces I can say. The other thing with the International Holistic Pet Health Coach Association, there's probably more I'm leaving out. Delora, if I've left more out, please say, but we have our live event coming up in September in Kansas City. The first day will be really cool. It's just for the coaches, and hopefully it will be a CE event for veterinarians as well. But Dr. Chris Besant with HerbSmith is going to do a live tongue and pulse lab. And Beth, are you where you can talk?
I am. I'm in the car.
But that is shocking. Absolutely shocking. And
Good
the
morning.
beautiful and able Beth Franciar is going to do a first aid course. So talk about that and talk about how your experience has been.
Yeah, I would love to. First aid is, I think everybody should know it, and I make it fun. We work on dogs. They're fake dogs, but we work on them. And I'll be giving everybody will be certified at the end of the course, if that is something you need to be certified in. It's a 3-year course, and it's through, I'm Pet Tech certified, so if you guys are familiar with that. But my experience with this course has been amazing. I jumped into it because I've been working with dogs for years, and I was the freak on the block that always thought that food made it, food fixed things, and there was just a better way. And it was obvious to me with all the dogs I've trained and all the fosters I've had that changing their diets to fresh foods and stopping the medications and all the stuff unless they were necessary was helping, not hurting. So I met Dr. Ruth at the feed rail, the first feed rail, and I just, my friend and I, my best friend is also in the program. She's a coach as well, and we both said this is where we need to go to tie everything together. So it's been a journey, but the best part I think about the course is the ongoing continuing education that we get. Between the CBDs and the iridology that we just did, and I mean, it's nonstop. You're always learning something, and I'm one of those people that loves to learn. So if I could learn everything on the planet and be an expert at it, it would be fantastic. But through this course, you're going to get a taste of everything that's out there: animal communication, acupuncture, red light therapy. I mean, you name it, we've been talking about it, or it's something that's probably coming up in the future. So I can't say enough about the course. Even if you're doing it just to take care of your own pets, it's worth it, because you're going to save money in the long run, because your animals will be so much healthier. I personally have 2 science experiments that I'm constantly working with, but I know that if I was still doing it conventionally, they wouldn't be anywhere near as good as they are right now. So I thank Dr. Ruth for that, and also all my coaches. We've made so many friends. I've made so many friends, I should say, and I assume the coaches feel the same way. Our event last year, which was in Chicago, was amazing. We had so much fun, so I'm really looking forward to Kansas City this year, and I hope to see you guys there.
Thanks, Beth. And this is a woman that digs down deep in the earth to find another set of answers. Like some of the stuff you've come up with, I'm like, well, damn. So
I try.
more power to you. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, those 2 girls you've got are definitely pushing you for all you are worth. But because they came out of the box wrong, or came to you really in dire shape. So well done for all that you've done for them. Delora, did I leave anything out?
A ton.
Oh, please
But
do tell.
we just can't tell you guys how inclusive this program is on the front end. That's why we have all the coaches here joining you. The community is what I love so much. We've all been through so much, and we help each other. We have a thread that says "Ask Dr. Ruth." Well, of course, Dr. Ruth will comment, but we get 5 or 10 or 15 other coaches coming on. Well, my experience is this and this and this and this. We've all done so much work. We're all continual learners that we just lift each other up in service of pets. So I hope you guys have that same passion that we do. You guys will love it, I promise.
Thank you. Shilpa, so there's 2 versions. There is the holy crap, I need to drink a lot of coffee version and get it done in 4 months. And actually, we give you an additional month to get your homework and the consultations done. If you're like, I want in now and I want to get this over with, that is definitely the way to go. If you have the ability to commit 10 to 15 hours a week, that's the way to go. There is also a 12-month version for those of you that are already kind of up to here with life. That may be a better option for you. But either way, you will get the same level of support and the ability to move through this at the pace which is best for you. Now, we are state requirements to practice as a coach. Becky, that is an excellent question. So I did a lot of research looking at the AHVMA, patient-client, veterinarian patient-client relationship. And so here's the deal. These three words never come out of your mouth: diagnose, treat, or prescribe. What you are doing as a health coach is making lifestyle recommendations. And the other thing is that there is a veterinary telemedicine society. There is telemedicine in which a veterinarian that has a proper veterinarian client patient relationship, meaning he or she has seen that animal in the last year, can diagnose, treat, and prescribe. Telehealth, anyone can do. And as long as they have knowledge of commonly used practices and things that work well, then they can make those recommendations. And we always add a lovely disclaimer at the bottom of our website. And also, when we are speaking with clients, we know, hey, you need to go see your vet about this right now. This is an urgent situation. And so we help you know where those differences are so that you keep your nose clean. But that is critical, and that's critical to the success of this new profession. So it is really awesome. And Shilpa, yes, if you commit to that 15 hours a week, you will get this done within 4 months, certainly by 5 months. And if you are gunning hard, it's going to happen. One of the other things that we are doing is there's 4 parts to the course, which we're working on setting this up now. And the reason we're doing this is that we want you to master each of the parts in sequence before you go on to the next part. And so what that means is that you will be required to complete all of the homework and make sure that your mentor is satisfied that you understand, are confident, and competent, and you're able to explain these. We have multiple partner opportunities with products and companies that I feel are very high quality. We have affiliate and wholesale accounts for my website products, which include Standard Process, Cellcore, and several others. And you also get access to FullScript, which is one of the largest supplement dispensing platforms on the human side. As a graduate, you get a practitioner account, which basically saves you 35% off all of the supplements that FullScript carries. As I mentioned earlier, we partner with Dr. Chris Besant of Herbsmith because I believe she creates really high quality Chinese herbal formulas. She teaches really effectively, and she was one of our early partners that recognized that holistic pet health coaches are needed in this world. And it's not necessary for you to have the training that I did in order to support 80% of the pets you will see. Because so many of them, there's 20 formulas that are going to cover the bases on all of them. And Dr. Besant does offer consultations to the graduates if you're having difficulty making some choices. I think there's probably 30 or 40 companies that we partner with at this point. So Animal Biome, Legacy, FMT. So for those of you that are familiar with that company, it's Margot Roman's pups, poop, so to speak. Innovative Pet Labs, who produces functional medicine style tests for pets. Oncotect which has a really interesting cancer screening test. Affordable Pet Labs. I don't know if you know that company or not, but they are actually going to people's homes to draw blood. And the pet parent can say, hey, I need to retest my cat's urine and kidney values. And so they'll go to that person's home and draw the blood for them. So I think I've got everything covered. Sandy, if you wouldn't mind kind of saying a few words. Sandy is one of our enrollment counselors, and Rana, if your internet's playing, I'll ask you to say a couple of words too.
Hi, everyone. Glad you're here. So much has been said. I feel like, and I'll be honest, I came on in full menopause and probably couldn't say my name on some days. And I had no problems completing the course. So don't be intimidated that it's too hard. If anything, and you're like me, I would learn something and then I would go down rabbit holes searching and learning more. And I think that that is my journey, no matter what I'm on in this process, because for instance, today was a talk about iridology and what the eyes mean. Who doesn't think that's cool? I mean, there's just all this great information that you can learn, and it literally, new things pop up every week. Dr. Ruth is constantly adding speakers and trainings, and it never ends. My calendar is always booked out, at least for a couple of weeks, with all the people I want to see talk. And being able to have her at your access on Mondays, especially in the beginning, is very comforting because sure, by the end, you feel confident, you know what you're doing, but those first few customers that you get, maybe they may have a few different things going on and you want to run something by her to make sure that prepared for your coaching call properly. She's there to help you through it. There's so many more coaches that have other modalities as well. So even if you're working with someone and there's something that maybe you don't know about, but you think that they could benefit from, we certainly all will refer to each other for different kinds of things. And we keep it all kind of in-house, especially since we're all trained in this form. We all back each other up. And I think that that comes across as a definite front as pet health coaches. And customers really see that we care about them and the outcome for their pet. When someone changes a diet, for instance, something we think is simple, but in 2 weeks their dog doesn't have diarrhea anymore, or they're not having stomach upset or vomiting, it just makes their whole entire world. And all of us want our pets to feel better. And some have been sick for years and they finally find us and we're able to help them with that process. And that's where they come and tell us and spread the word to all of their friends. And that's the great thing about this is you can have your business virtual and online and at your own pace. You can work as many hours as you want or not. And for instance, I'm in Arizona. I have customers as far as Florida and Montana and all over the place, just because someone I've worked with has a family or a friend that had their pet needs help. And so then they spread the word. And it's really kind of cool to get to talk to people all over the place and the different breeds that you will meet, and all the things that you just learn along the way. I can't imagine doing anything different. And I'm so thankful that I took this course and Dr. Ruth's help building my business.
And thanks, Sandy. I mean, and thank you for coming in to help us with helping people make the right choice for whether to enter into the program or not. Some really great questions. Becky, you can start anytime, but usually most folks are starting around the first of the month. And Sarah, I am so happy you were jumping in. You've been joining this call for several months. So what made you make the choice to jump in and join us today? Are you out there? Ooh. If you can find it to unmute, jump right in and let us know. There you are, Sarah. Sarah's in the UK. We've been talking, we've had a couple of conversations, and actually we will get to meet first part of April. So
Hello.
howdy, welcome
Hi.
on.
Sorry.
No worry.
Well, I'm a vet nurse by trade. Been a vet nurse for 30 years. But I've always been a cat owner. But when I got my dogs, I decided that I'd be interested in sort of looking to different ways to look after them. So I was brought up on a holistic farm and just forgot about it when I sort of moved to the city, really. And I think the dogs kind of made me remember my childhood and how much, all of the animals then were benefiting stuff. So I really just wanted to change my career and get more vet nurses and pet professionals who are interested in, holistic sides to do this course. So yeah.
Super happy that you
Thank
jumped
you.
in.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining in. Cool. So let me go back to these slides because a couple of you are asking about this. So what the deposit secures for you is free enrollment in Dr. Linda Loudon's Launchpad course, and also 6 months of free access to International Holistic Pet Health Coach Association. And those two things are really going to help launch your career and make sure that you have the support that you need to do well. There's multiple payment options, including a guaranteed financing plan. And again, Rana and Sandy can go over this with you. And then in terms of what's in the course, right now we have 14 modules, but our goal is to actually divide these modules up into parts. So the first part, for instance, will be module 1 through 5. And what I didn't say earlier is that once you get through that gut module, we want you to start working with clients in terms of modifying the diet, understanding that so much of what we see in chronic health issues is based in the gut. And so, if you do a consultation for free or for $25, it gets you some experience and it gets you understanding what the next set of questions would be for that next client. And the other thing is that we make sure that you are at a competency for this level in the course before you proceed on into the material. So there is that. And I think there's some other questions. If you've got questions, unmute yourself and please, or drop them here and but unmute yourself, ask away. That's what we're here for. And Karen, the best way to get information on the payment plans is to schedule a time with Sandy or Rana, and they'll get you all the information, help you know what's up next and what your options are. Okay. Anything else, you all? I want to thank the coaches that took time out of their day to come help support and helping you understand what this course is about, what it's done for them, and how it will empower you to be a change maker in holistic pet health. It is time for us to stand up and be counted, and time for us to step into our power. We have the majority of the coaches are women, but we've got some amazing men in the course as well that are living their heart's dream and able to support people and their pets. So we start classes around the first of the month, but really, Pat, you can start them at any time. So book a call with Rana and Sandy. We will send you an email with more, with the deposit link again, and also that call booking link. And it's all good stuff. So I hope to see you on the next coaching calls. And let us know how we can support you to make this decision. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you taking time out of your day and spending that with us. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Take good care.